first week of live streaming. So today we're gonna make a burrito. A burrito is from Nigeria, but I'm not from Nigeria. I'm from Cameroon, which is in Africa. I just learned how to cook it, and I think it's like a lot of ingredients. It's really helps me to do so today we're gonna cook a burrito with plantain. Again, yeah, plantain. That's what making it now. Yeah, I know, right? I'm so it was like that. I'm making it again today, so I'll be boiling the plantain and then I'll fry it as well, so you can have a choice of boiling or.
What does it look like? You have
Yeah, there's so this one, yeah, that's the so this one is ripe and it's not ripe at the same time. Yeah, he said it's not banana. People always say it's banana, it's not banana. Definitely. They're related, but they don't taste the same at all. So do not eat them raw. Always boil it or fry it. So like I said, I'll boil some and then I will fry some so that I give choices for people to try fried or boiled with it. Some people have it with pounded yam or mushy rice if they want to. It's just your choice. So I just choose one because I like too. So yeah, so we're gonna start. I've already cut my plantain and I'm gonna put it on to boil and then we're gonna start cooking the sauce. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So I made this pepper paste because that's what we use in it. I made it before because it takes a bit more time to like dry. Because basically I just blend some peppers, some 20 red peppers and onions, and I put garlic. Some people don't put garlic. I put garlic in it, and I blend it all together, and then I boil it to remove all the water, and then I got this paste. So I'm cooking it today with chicken. You want to eat chicken? You love chicken. And we're gonna have some prunes as well for flavor, and also some crayfish powder because we do that a lot too, and some stockfish. So you have it here, I'll put in it as well, and right. My pan is really hot. We just want to oil. We use palm oil by the way. Well, I use palm oil because of the flavor, because the flavor of palm oil and it's very different from sunflower oil or vegetable oil. I don't know, it just brings out more flavor in the dish when you cook them, like most of my African dishes. If you use red oil. Careful. You can take it. Feel like you're gonna die. Maybe I'm just gonna turn it down. It's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, I'm becoming loving. I'm just like, you want to burn yourself. All right. I turn it down.
Don't look too freaky.
I know. And I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
I've seen people cooking on the phone. What now? We don't burn themselves.
Yeah.
Multitasking, isn't it?
Exactly.
You said you got the fish stock there. Is that made by the place? Is that pretty made?
Pardon?
The fish stock, is that pretty made?
No, it's well, the fish stock.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's called stockfish. It's just the name of it, but it's the Asian fish. It's stockfish. Yeah, that we use in cooking. I think it's called stockfish because of the flavor that comes out of it. It's got a really strong flavor. So,
Where about you get that?
from African shops, you can find them at African shops or the grocery store.
There's one in the ice.
Yeah. And do you know where the roundabout gate is with the old, yeah, so there's Wonder Food at the bottom and then there's like New Grace Connection just yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna start by cooking crayfish powder. Crayfish powder. I usually use half of a tablespoon, not a lot. And then you add your stock. The stock cube. And then you add your paste.
Oh, you can press forward if you want to see my hand, like it's completely fine. Wash your hands, come forward, you can push it to work as well.
So yeah, this part you have to be really careful so you don't burn yourself with oil. But it's pepper paste. Yeah. Pointed pepper paste.
I'll say go because the camera is not. So the camera doesn't show from here, so it only shows this side. Yeah.
So even if I'm cooking rubbish, you're not seeing anything. I'm joking. Because obviously you guys are gonna taste it after, so you tell me what you think.
Is this your country?
No, it's not my country food. It's from Nigeria. I'm from Cameroon. Yeah. Of course, yo, you heard it. I do. You definitely do it.
That's Nigeria, right? Was that on the south part of the world or
West.
West?
It's West Africa, Nigeria. It's West Africa.
The West. No, I mean the actual Nigerian country, the south and north.
Yeah.
So is the French food the same as what the French?
Yeah, it is the same. It is the same. The same thing, yeah.
And that was France.
Yeah, it's a country. Yeah. So you have to leave the sauce to cook down for about 10 minutes, and then you add all the ingredients. While it's cooking, you check the fish, because when you buy it, and then you have to baptize it in hot oil. Hot oil, no, hot water. What am I talking about? Hot water. So it becomes a bit more soft. Because before it was like it's really hard when you buy it, so you have to put in hot water so it's soften the fish. It's very hard fish, so yeah. So you have to do that at least 2 times before using it. I'm not one, I'm still here.
And you brown the chicken a little bit so it keeps the seasoning locked in. So like she boiled the chicken. I should probably let her explain this. It's because I'm trying you're
Yeah.
gonna put the water. So it's like so in a pot like that,
Yeah.
you cut the chicken thighs into tiny pieces.
Yeah.
And then you boil them with eggs. What do you put inside? Chicken.
Yeah. So basically, with the chicken, you don't put a lot of water. You just put like I would say half a cup, depending on like the size of the like the amount of chicken that you have. So you don't put a lot because you just want it to stem, yeah, to get the ingredients to for the chicken to absorb it. So what I put in the chicken when I boil it is a slice of onions. I put in there. I put some black pepper, ginger, garlic, and then thyme, and then you put salt or stock food, whatever you prefer, and then you just boil it. You leave it to simmer for about 15 minutes, and then you remove it, and then you fry it like doing right now. And then you can put it in your stew or even in your soup if you want to. Yeah, or on the side just to eat it like that on its own or to eat with chips or whatever you want to eat with. Yeah. You can add a bit more oil. And then add onions. Mm. Smells like what? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Everything. Really.
She tries everything though.
So you just like eat everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
like,
a good deal.
and the thing is, I know she won't poison me.
It's like I know she won't poison. Of course I'm not like poison.
Actually, have a good something you can like.
Oh, some of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, she's like, oh,
I really.
you didn't do like this time. It's not going down properly. I'm like, okay, I do better. But she's very honest when it comes to food. Yeah, when it comes to food, she's not trying to please you. No, she's just gonna tell you straight. I don't like it. It's not going that well. I want you to do better.
Yeah.
So you do better.
She knows she can be great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like, okay, I get it. No, I'm just as picky as you.
All right. And then we're gonna add our hot fish.
And then we
Okay. Anyone wants to take a look? What it's like.
So, because you add the sauce, that's just really very spicy.
No, it's basically the red pointed peppers are not spicy. They're like the big ones, like it's a bit sweet, so it's not spicy at all.
Not potatoes, so that's spicy.
Yeah, well the thing is not everyone likes spicy food, so imagine if you could get something spicy and then they're like, I can't eat it. You're screwed. I'm
So that would be
using,
stuck to you.
yeah, that's good too. I'm using Jimbo, the chicken stock one, and I've also got the yeah, you have to break. It's really cool. chickens, you can find it anywhere. Well, I'm from, I would say the crayfish powder and the stock. Well, I think you can find it in Tesco. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like some of the shows won't find it, but the rest of that, well, plantain as well is something like African chicken you find there.
Tesco's in London and Sainsbury's.
Oh,
Yeah,
I had a real shock when I was in London. I was looking cool at Sainsbury's had it. I was like, yeah.
apparently the Tesco that the one in Lee Mill, they used to do that, but this stuff, yeah, they used to do it for this stuff.
Their nature of fish.
A4 is called A4. Sound like a little name. A4. A4.
What's the music?
Oh yeah, who would like that? Imagine you're cooking and you listen to music, you dancing, it's just flowing. Of course, it's live cooking, live streaming. The chicken ready? Ooh, our chicken is ready. Ooh, I don't get that. Yes. So I didn't want to use chicken breast because chicken breast when you cook it just goes really hard and dry. So I didn't want to use it. I use chicken thighs, so I remove the bones and then just kind of eat it and then put it fire.
Did you add anything to the food?
Pardon?
Did you add anything to the chicken before you cook?
Obviously, when I boil it, I just fried it after boiling. I didn't add anything else. How about the-
Maybe they start. I'm looking at it.
It feels really bad to eat as you cook.
Oh, yeah. I'll try it.
That's good, isn't it?
Well, so yeah. So when you boil chicken, and then you cook it in a stew, how do I explain this? The chicken is not it's too soft. If you get what I mean, the softness of the chicken and the stew does not go together. It makes it, I'll say it makes it boring. Yeah, it makes it boring. Because when you have crispy chicken inside the stew, it's really interesting. It's like the magic happening in your mouth. You just want to keep eating. Exactly. I wouldn't mind like boiling, like having boiled chicken in a soup. Obviously, it goes together in the soup, but in the stew, I always prefer to fry my chicken just because of the texture. So now we're gonna add our chicken. Okay, don't forget this one. Now you add the chicken. I didn't even ask if it was like 15 minutes already, but I know 15 minutes. And you stir it. You stir it. You say. Then you add the buns. So yeah, this thing is called locust beans. It smells really strong. You wouldn't really like the smell of it, like well, it's not in the food, but it adds some flavor when you want to cook burrito or gonna soup. It's like it's another Nigerian fish, and I think it gives you soup as well. You add into it, so it gives another different flavor from the locust beans. So we're just gonna add a little bit because it's like really strong. You can find it like local African markets as well. Oh, look at the skin.
So I think this is going to be difficult for someone who never had exposure to that type of cooking, where to go shopping for it. So if I don't know, I want to cook this, I don't know where to go and buy it because I don't know which
Yeah,
spices I'm looking.
yeah.
That's why they talk about interculture. They have someone who knows what they do. So how do you do this? And learn that way.
Imagine a bit of the stock from the chicken that I boiled earlier. And that. You no flavor, no way.
Yeah. And you know what's great is that when you go to somewhere like Wonderful Rich Connection, what did you think you tell them, oh, I want to cook this?
Oh, okay,
They kind of help you and they know what you do.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna add a little bit more of pepper. You don't want it to overpower the chicken as well, so just a little bit. And then you stir again. When you're cooking this dish, you always have to keep stirring so the ingredients doesn't burn. Because if it burns, yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed, basically. Yes.
Now, I'm talking with from experience.
Yeah.
When you go to an African shop,
Yeah.
the chicken they sell is different from the chicken from Sainsbury's and other
Yeah.
supermarkets.
Yes.
Because when you cook a chicken from a normal supermarket,
Yeah.
you stare in that type of how they cook it.
Exactly. That's why I fried it. That's why I fried it first before putting it in the stove.
See, is it because of the chicken they sell in Sainsbury's and other places, they've added water in it to make it softer, or is it because it's
And I think it's the way that the chicken would breathe as well. It's like different from like how the chicken that you get from the African shops. We call it hard chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a bit more time to cook, but and then the flavor as well is totally different. Yeah, I think it's different.
A lot of the chicken you buy in the supermarkets haven't really got a lot of taste, which is why you do that taste to them. But you know, the corn-fed chicken, that's corn-fed, I think that's why you have a lot of international shops. They have this sort of hard chicken because it's corn-fed. It's free range. It's when running around itself, so it's still muscle. Yeah.
More plantain is ready. Or plantain. So because plantain has a lot of starch, we're gonna rinse it with hot water, obviously, to remove the starch from the plantain, and then we'll be ready to be served.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you learned something
I
today.
didn't know that because you know when you rinse the rice, you can rinse it with plantain as well. I tell you what, when we were young, we used to do that, you know, that with the water. was so sweet. We used to drink it.
Oh,
Alright. Now we're gonna add our spinners. I love spinners. We did say, oh, we're friends.
It's a frozen one, or is it before it?
No, I boiled it first. It was the fresh one. I didn't mix it with the frozen one because there wasn't enough of the fresh, so I mixed it together. But I do like the fresh one because I don't know, the taste is better. And the fresh one that I bought was from an African shop as well. The one with the large leaves. Yeah, leaves. Because the one from the supermarket, like Tesco, the small leaves, it it's not. It's really like really soft and like mushy when you like boil it, and the texture is totally different from the one that you buy from the local. Yeah, you boil it first, but you don't really. Yeah, you don't really boil it. You basically pour very hot water on it, and then you leave it for like about 10 minutes, and then obviously switch to remove the water, and then you done it. Stallion, stallion, stallion. That's what it looks like. Now it looks a bit dry, so we're gonna add a bit more stock, right? So it's not too dry. That's why I always hit the stock instead of putting water. I just add the stock, so we just still have more flavor.
Now, does it make sense when is it because you prepare everything from
So
scratch and
yeah, definitely. I think with African dishes, the harder part is like prepping, but when you're cooking, it's done. Yeah, just it's done. Yeah, I think the hardest part is just prepping everything together.
Whereas you like food, English food, there's something that's really bad for you. Is there anything in African food that's really bad?
Yeah, there is like street food, obviously, that we do sometimes that's like full of oil or full of like flour, and there's not a lot of like, especially in my country, we don't use cheese in like any of the, yeah, maybe pizza, but you get pizza here as well. But I think back in Africa, it'll be oil and flour that we use a lot in like street food. That is like, well, obviously if you eat it a lot, it's really bad for you. And I don't know. Oh, Mandy, gonna try it. See how it tastes. All right. Oh, yeah, nice and fine. So now we have a full. Oh, now. So, any questions?
Once we start eating, then we can
because I'm not Italian. I'm really hungry.
You're really hungry. You've been telling me this since we came here.
So how did you learn about this? Did you go to school to learn it? How did you learn about this?
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Because for me, I'm not from Nigeria yet. So basically, I have friends from Nigeria, and because I'm in South, I'm always like interested in like trying other things, other foods as well. And every time I go to a friend's house and they're cooking, I'm always like, yeah. And I'm always like watching videos of like cooking videos because not from my country obviously or not from here, like different sort of things. Because it's good to have knowledge from like different things. And if someone comes to you and they're like from another country and they're like, oh, I want to eat this because I'm from this country, and you're like, oh yeah, I actually know something from your country, so I can cook that for you. So that's how I like learn how to cook this dish, and I find it really interesting as well because of like the ingredients that you use. It's very similar to what we use in our country, and then you can find it in any other country as well.
You find that you can, sort of put your own spin on it, like that.
Of course. I didn't really well. It is how we cook the burrito, but people cook it with assorted meat. But I choose chicken because obviously I like chicken. And then the way you cook it, and there's some ingredients that they don't put in it that I put in it because that's just the way I cook my food. Yeah. So yeah. We're in China.
There's something you mentioned about curiosity.
Yeah.
And you think that we want today, we might find ourselves in this challenge where people are not interested in trying something.
Something.
Oh. Lack of curiosity in the society.
I don't think it's lack of curiosity. Well, some people are just used to the routine, right? And they're just scared to try new things.
Yeah.
People are really scared of new. So I think it takes the courage for people to like try something new, something that's not like the usual in their life. So they're like, if I do this, is it gonna affect me in a good way? Would I try it? Would I not try it? I don't think I'll try it. I'll just stay away from it. And then you get other people that's like, I'm open to anything. I'm just gonna try it because I love it. I'm like,
I was gonna say you are like that because this is something new for you. You're trying something new.
yeah.
And share it with all of us.
I think that's similar to sort of English food as well. That's just,
Yeah.
People, instead of trying different things, they've got so many takeaways like McDonald's and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and people are now sort of spending all their money. When we went to lockdown,
Yeah.
we came out of lockdown, there were huge people trying to get to McDonald's.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, but the thing is, some people have lost the art of actually cooking.
Yeah.
Especially younger generation.
Yeah,
No, just yeah.
Some people say that food is expensive, but if you cook it yourself, and the ingredients that you use in that, it
could be cheaper.
That's right.
I'm telling the camera so this conversation can continue because you're disagreeing about saying young people have lost the art of cooking.
Yeah, it was just like growing up with all my friends and like everyone I knew would love to cook.
Yeah.
Love to cook, yeah. I guess it depends who's doing the stuff. I can't speak for everyone. I'm not even that young.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then by the time you met the person that day, they will love it. They're gonna start cooking now like why? It's like I told you so.
It's the lack of being exposed to something.
Yeah. I think also, I mean, you know, speaking for me personally, you know, if I went to an African restaurant or whatever, you know, I wouldn't know what to order. And I think that's the other thing. Are you going to order something that you don't, you're not going to like or whatever?
Yeah.
And I think there is that situation as well. I mean,
that's why the chef or the waitresses job comes in. So you ask information about dishes. There's nothing wrong about being fussy because there's something that's going into your stomach. So you want to know the information about it. So ask questions, definitely. Always ask questions.
Oh my god, I was scared.
We were talking about what mom taught you. Most of the time, it's what your mother taught you, like that. And this other way of learning things, which is more academic, when they give you measures, put 2 spoons of this, 20 milliliter of water. But when it's mom teaching, I don't think they go that way. They just
Chuck it in. Pack it. Just like intuitive. You heard measuring stuff. Mum doesn't measure
One of
anything.
them
I think that you go back to the actual problem, and that is that a lot of people in the Bible, sort of coach, just looking at that sort of, I do exactly the same thing.
That's good.
But a lot of people have, with breading tools, take it off the night.
That's true. I remember going to like people's houses when I was younger, and when they went to get some food, they were just going to the freezer, and all their food was frozen, and it wasn't like food that they made from scratch and then they froze. It was just like food that they bought in the frozen aisle, and that's all they ate. You're already shocked, but their mums would like give it to them. Oh my god, yeah. I do have that guilty pleasure though. My guilty pleasure is soup noodles. I like soup noodles.
super noodles. I know someone. Why are you looking away now? Someone talking about super noodles. He looks away.
Oh,
What? Because they don't know how to use it, or 5 minutes.
oh, this looks amazing. I didn't see you fry it.
Oh, you want to
Okay. Yeah.
So no, what's it called? No taco?
No, she wanted I was like, say no, I don't. People are gonna fall asleep after eating.
And you are old people. No?
What's that? What's that?
Care to explain everything with this?
It's like say mash, but there's like different types of food as well.
You make out flour as well.
Yeah, some of them.
Rice.
That's like
We
you
have
can
rice.
use rice, you can use yam, you can use plantain, you can use corn as well.
It's like a sponge shake.
No, it's like it's not
Why?
like mashed potato, right? I just think you have to try it.
You have to try it too.
I went mad with that. You would love. Really? Do they know what they're talking about?
Again, insecurity is opportunity.
You want us to serve? You have a knife and fork there next to you. You can. Yeah. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Yes. Well, some. You want some? Yeah, we're regarding.
Come get you.
Hey, bon appetit. I'll have one. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, right, got one there.
So good.
And the boiled, yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to eat that water because of the texture, isn't it?
Exactly. You know it's good when no one's speaking.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
To be honest, this is my first time cooking this dish. Yeah. And yeah, it's my first time. I never ever cooked this before. So I just wanted. She told me 2 days ago, you need to come do the live streaming again. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna cook? I said, choose anything that you want. It's gonna be easy. I'm like, girl, it's African food. It's not gonna be easy. I'm sorry. It's like, no, choose whatever you want, or just cook something that you never cooked before. So there we are.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You did well.
You guys are the rabbit pigs. You guys are the rabbit pigs today.
Yeah.
You're trying this for the first time.
Honey? Yes, I am.
The best part from the book.
Are we still live streaming?
Yeah.
Yes, you know how to do that.
I'm
That's
sorry
me.
if you're
Chef,
hearing
do
this
that.
now.
They do that in the kitchen. From the pot. Sorry, sir.
That is part of history of culture. When it brings you those memories, and we used to wait until everyone has finished eating, and the last burnt part in the pot. That's what we fight for. And then the burnt one at the bottom is the new one. Everyone will be fighting for that last part. While in other cultures they don't eat that. Yeah. But where I'm from is that yes, basically. And it becomes a habit where you're keeping the last one because you're gonna wash it. So you're gonna eat it. Everyone is eating for the best part on the table, and then you wait for the one at the bottom of the pan. And you eat it with your hand as well. And when you finish, then you wash it.
That's what I was looking for. I was just like, look at what?
You don't do this every Monday.
Adrian still has to do that.
I thought I wasn't gonna come back here. Like here we are. I feel like I'm gonna be here next week. No, this is the last one. This is the last one for the month. For the month. Oh. I just like how you agreed to it. See you guys next week.
You see, another term what we say is, if you open a place where we can come and have this on a regular basis, we'll be coming. Yeah. That's what we are saying.
I have to come along and try it. Not that like all of it, but I certainly try it.
I like that. I don't like all of it.
It's really like filling.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
It's good.